morning, everybody. I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning. My name is Joe Griffin, City Manager, City of Sebastian. We're here to dedicate, ribbon cut, and generally have a good time at our exhibit center at our working waterfront. I want to acknowledge some folks who have shown up today, and I appreciate them being here, some elected officials. County Commissioner, we have Peter O'Brien. Peter, thank you very much for being here, sir. Wesley Davis is also with us. Thank you, Wesley. Appreciate it, sir. We have representatives from St. John's Water Management District. Derek Busby. Derek is here. Maurice Sterling. Maurice. And Frank Sakuma is here also. Florida Inland Navigation District from FIND is Mr. Sansom is here. Our Sebastian City Council members who are here today, Jim Hill. Jim, I saw you earlier. Andrea Coy is here also. And our mayor, Richard Gilmore, is here also. So thank you very much. There's some folks that deserve a lot of credit for everything that's happened here the past couple years. Certainly this project has had its ups and downs. I know that our mayor is going to talk about some of the folks that were involved at its inception. But I want to personally acknowledge some folks who really did yeoman's work right at the beginning. We're in the trenches getting this project underway. Certainly Charlie Sembler, a longtime resident of Sebastian, who is not here today, but was invited. But Charlie really did a lot of visioning and getting this project off the ground. There were two members of Sebastian City staff who did absolutely fantastic work. Rebecca Grohall, who is here today. Rebecca, thank you very much for being here. Rebecca was the one who actually wrote the management plan and the grant application to the state for the Stan Mayfield Waterfront grant, which is no small feat. That's absolutely huge in getting all that done and jumping through those fiery hoops at the state. She did it. Another person who's not with us today, but certainly needs to be remembered, is the late Rich Stringer, former city attorney for the city of Sebastian. He did a lot of great work for the city and also the organization here and the nonprofit to get this going. So thank you very much. One of the things that I'd like to talk about real quick before I turn this over to Mayor is that this exhibit space is different from many that you might have seen anywhere else. There's standalone displays that blend in with the historical structure. This building in the past was originally a garage. It had been a building was used for rum running during the Depression. Yeah. Maybe a little bit going on now, I don't know. But and afterwards several restaurants. There are 3 entrances here and 3 exits. There's 50 ways to leave your lover, but only 3 here that you can leave this space or enter. That door there, and you can look at a map room as you come in. You can look at picture displays of the different fishing families that are from Sebastian. Also, as you go out the back door, you can see all the displays on these angled display areas. There's 12 of these panels that you can read, and also take in the visual outside of the lagoon. Right away, children are going to be drawn to the mannequins in the center of the display of the father and the son repairing their nets, and that sends the message that everyone is involved in the family fishing business in Sebastian, and that's the way it was. And groups will sit on garden benches to view films and PowerPoint slides, a pop-up display that we'll be showing you later, and you'll be able to see the Sebastian sunrise from out the window. All this is merely a prelude to what will happen next in our next phase of this project, and that's going to be outside. One of our cameras that we have outside that shows up on the display to your rear, on the north display over there, will show a picture of what's going to become our new fish house over on the docks. The contract has been let for that. That's going to be started soon, just as soon as all the permits are in order. And once that's done, there's going to be a new fish house there. And then the next phase will be in the parking lot with a touch pond and boardwalks and net drying areas and things like that. So it's really going to be something to behold as we move this project forward. So I want to thank you very much. I appreciate everyone being here. There's going to be lunch served in just a little bit after the mayor completes his presentation, and also we have a little ribbon cutting. So thank you very much, and Mayor Gilmore, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Joe. I have a couple proclamations here. I'd ask Ruth Stambridge and Wilma Breitling to come on up here.
Yay!
I don't know, you better ask them. They're the ones with the camera.
Of course I need my other wireless mic.
Okay. All right. Well, let me, I think everybody can hear me. This is a proclamation honoring Ruth Stambridge and Wilma Breitling, Fisherman's Landing, Sebastian, Working Waterfront Historic Exhibit. Whereas in an effort to display the city of Sebastian's rich commercial fishing history and sustain it so that residents and visitors for years to come can visit and learn about and appreciate our roots and honor those who made us what we are and those who continue to work to preserve the trade so the tradition can carry on. The city of Sebastian sought and created, with the assistance of the Florida Communities Trust, a working waterfront to preserve that history for all to see. And whereas an agreement was forged between the city of Sebastian and the Indian River Historical Society to create an exhibit to display our fishing history, and without the hard work and dedication of two very special individuals, we might never have been able to tell the story with as much impact as was achieved by Ruth Stambridge, Indian River County historian, and Wilma Breitling, Sebastian Area Historical Society. Whereas today, at this dedication of the Fisherman's Landing Sebastian Working Waterfront exhibit, we honor Ruth Stambridge and Wilma Breitling for this magnificent displays they created for us. Now therefore, by the authority granted me as mayor, and especially on behalf of the Sebastian City Council, I would like to give you these proclamations and thank you for your wonderful service that you all have done here. Thank you, Wilma.
I was on the Florida Community Trust when Sebastian first came up there to get money for this worthwhile project, never thinking that I would be at the very end of it too. But I think it's going to be wonderful for your city, and we have considered it a tourist destination for our visitors coming into the county, and I think a sense of place for all of you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. You know, in addition to the folks we are honoring today, I'd like to thank someone who is really responsible for this project and to a large degree is responsible for the shape that it has taken. Rebecca Grohall was here when everything started. Thank you, Rebecca. Rich Stringer helped shepherd that process through. But probably more than anyone else, and Joe alluded to the fact that Charlie Sembler, really, it was Charlie's vision. And I recall a little over 6.5 years ago, newly elected on the board, on the city council, along with Andrea Coy, Jim Hill. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, Jim, I think it was the first meeting or the second meeting in November that Charlie came to the city council, wanted a resolution of support for his 501c3 organization to go after this grant, the Stan Mayfield Working Waterfront Grant. And I believe, I can't remember exactly, but I believe it was unanimous. We supported that. And because of some issues with getting the 501c3 organized, it basically fell to the Sebastian City Council to go after that grant on our own. But it was Charlie's vision, and it was his hard work. And quite frankly, his fingerprints are all over this building, from the smokehouse out there, to the tree house, to the chandeliers that he created up in the fish house. I really can't say how much effort Charlie put into this. And it really is wonderful to see you all here and see the history being made. We're proud of our commercial fishing heritage here in Sebastian, and with the future additions of the fish house, the touch pool, and the decking, the vision will be complete. And it, interestingly enough, complete with a working king fishing fleet that will be bringing the fish across the dock to the fish house. That's important. And as long as we can protect and safeguard this wonderful resource out here, the Indian River Lagoon, hopefully there will always be fish to catch and dolphins and diving pelicans to watch and enjoy. And that's really what makes Sebastian so special, isn't it? Thanks so much for coming out. Let's have that ribbon coming now.